everybody, so today we'll be tackling about the Article 3, Section 7 to 11. So let me present you our learning objectives. So first is to keep students safe, disciplined, and well guided through IDs, uniforms, school groups, the SSG, and student publication. So second is to help students learn and grow by using the cyber library and joining school activities. So let me present you the reporters. So I am Winilyn A. Aquiles. Second is Crystal Mejas Aubrimis May Sinoy, and Ninya Pahamutag, and Princess Honey Jane Pasana. So next is the PIT library offers encoding, printing, editing, and internet services for students, so that ang student is makadali ra maka-access sa mga ilahang or makapass sa kung unsa man ang ilahang dapat buhaton. For example, if kana na sila i-print, easy ra kaayo maka-print sa ilahang mga PT or mga activities, pwede ra maato sa library kay nag-offer man sila ana. And also ang encoding, they have also a computer for students to use para maka-encode ka, for example sa mga research, mga case study nga dapat i-pass, and also internet services for you to access kung unsa man gani ang mga announcement, mga kanang Google Class or mga PT nga need i-pass through social media or through messenger or magamit siya og internet. So next is the PIT Cyber Library Policy. So in order for you to use the library, you need to accept the policy or you need to agree in order for you to use the cyber library. So first is avoid interfering with the work of the other user. Second is avoid disrupting network services. Third is use the system in acceptable manner. And the fourth one is any damage of impairment of PIT cyber library equipment, hardware, software, or data or operations if natunog nga sa ikaw nagamit ana nga a hardware or software, you need to take accountable with it. So next is any use of the system for illegal or criminal purposes. So any use of the system for illegal or criminal purposes, so dili na siya pwede adto sa cyber library. So next is public use of obscene, offensive, abusive, or others objectionable. So bawal ka dito manakit, bawal ka dito mang-offense sa katao sa cyber library, kay for learning raman jud ang naa sa cyber library. Bawal ka dito mang-threaten og usa ka tao just for you to makagamit ka sa mga other sources dito. So next is language or material. You need to take kanang kailangan nimo ampingan ang unsa man gani ang nasa sudid to. So next is viewing of pornographic material. So kay bawal naman tag unsa na siya, so you need to avoid that, kay bawal na siya sa library. Sa akong giingon pa lang ganina nga for learning ra ang naa sa library. You need imo ra buhaton ito kay study, maggamit kag sources kung sa magani imo mga assignment ka pambuhaton o dito ra nimo mabuhat. So bawal ka mo open or is violating the privacy of individuals users in the internet by reading their email or private communication to other users. So you are not allowed to open their reading their email or private communication, for example sa ilang FB, sa Instagram, sa Google Classroom, or even sa ilang messengers, kay dili na siya pwede sa library, kay dili siya pwede. And next is harassment of other users. So kay bawal naman tano kung unsa nang harassment, so dapat na nato siya i-avoid, kay bawal na siya dito sa cyber library. And mo na ang ilahang policy nga ilahang gi-implement in order for us nga ma-safety ang atong paggamit sa ilahang user and para po dili ta makasakit sa laing tao. And next is using of any facilities to send threatening messages. So bawal ka mo send or mo gamit og lain nga facilities in order for you to threaten others through messages. So next is introducing viruses and other types of malicious programs into PIT cyber library. And next is library network. And next is loitering, and last is photocopy of card from originals. So mao ni siya ang policy nga dapat nato sundon in order for us nga ma-safety atong paggamit sa ilahang mga ilahang mga system dito og mga or other materials nga atong panggabito dito sa library. And in order for us nga makagamit ta nga mga resources, dapat nato sundon ang kaning mga policy kay mao po ang makamaayo og makamaayo po sa ato ang safety and sa ato environment, and makahatag po ta og kanang secure bitaw kung unsa nato ang paggamit ang library. So, the PIT Cyber Library is not responsible for and makes no to claim any material placed on its system by any user. So, PIT Cyber Library does not claim any copyright, trademark, or other interest informations accesses through its system. To help ensure that these policies are followed, a valid cyber card or a school ID is required. So, dili mo claim ang PIT Cyber Library og mga copyright sa, for example, if mag-edit dito mga videos, like for example sa music, dili na siya mo claim og copyright or mga trademark or mga interest informations nga maka-access sa ilahang system. So in order for you nga maka-help sila nga maka-help og ma-sure nga ang kato nga policies nga gi-follow is from PIT Cyber Library, in order for you nga makapakita ka dito valid cyber card or school ID nga gi-required sa library. So, the IGP office shall prepare and issue a cyber card to every bona fide student each semester. Bona fide din is usa na siya ka student nga nag-enroll sa usa ka school. So this card allows the legitimate holder to use the cyber facility for 15 hours. So ang card kay nag-allow sa imuha nga makagamit ka for 15 hours. So the remaining unused hours of the card shall be utilized in the next semester. So ang nahabilin nga oras or hours nga nagamit sa card is magamit pa nimo siya next semesters, provided the holder can prove that he or she is legitimate owner of the card, para makaprove nga ikaw ang tag-iya nga card.
Section 8, Student Organization Activities. Student can form or join school groups and publication. So, this section simply means the students are free to create or join school clubs, groups, or publication, whether it's a school paper, a special interest club, or any groups that help students learn, express themselves, or build friendships. Pwede sila ma-appeal or ma-form of organization that match their interests. All organization must follow school rules. However, this organization must follow the school rules. Importante nga masunod sila sa mga guidelines para magbibiling safe, organized, ug respectful ang activities. As long as masunod ang grupo sa rules, students are welcome to join and enjoy being part of a school organization. New organization. To start a new club, submit to OSTS. If students want to start a new club, they just need to give some documents to OSTS. So, here's what they need to submit. First, application form. This is the form where the student officially requests to open a new club. Next, constitution and bylaws. These are the club's rule and purpose. Mura guidebook sa organization on sa ilang goal, kinsa ang officers, sa ang pag-manage sa group. Next, list of officers and members. A complete list of the student joining the club with their signatures and 2x2 pictures para klaro kinsa jud ang part of the group. The last one is activity plan for the school year. A simple plan nga nagpakita sa mga activities sa club for the whole year. At least 10 activities with details like date, venue, participants, or person in charge. This helps the school know unsa ilang plano and how to support them. So in short, these requirements make sure na ang new organization is organized, clear its purpose, and ready to operate in school. The next one is existing organization renewal. Active clubs need to renew their registration each year by submitting documents to the OSA. Here's what they need to submit. First, constitution and bylaws. These are the club's rules and goals. This shows how the groups is run and what it stands for. Second, report of finished activities. A simple summary of all the activities the club completed last year para makita sa OSA nga active jud sila. Next, financial statement. A report showing how the club used its money. This must be assigned by auditor, president, and advisor to ensure transparency and honesty. The fourth one is updated officers list. The names of the new or current officers with their photos and signatures para klaro kinsa ang leaders sa organization. The fifth one is member list, a complete list of members with signatures to confirm that they are officially part of the club. Next, activity plan for the year. A list of activity the club plans to do this year's, like dates, venues, participants, or person in charge. This helps the school monitor and support their plans. Next, 2 advisor nominees. The club must propose at least 2 teachers who can serve as their advisor. The school will decide who will officially take the role. Lastly, registration fee. A small fee to complete the renewal process. So, other types of organization. Only enrolled, bona fide student can create or join groups. This ensures that only active students who are officially part of the school can participate. So, requirements to create a new organization. First, at least 3 advisors nominees with signature. You need to suggest 3 teachers who are willing to guide your organization. This gives option that school to assign the most suitable advisor. The second one is memorandum naming the advisor. Official paper that says who will be your advisor para klaro kinsa ang mag-guide sa inyong organization. The third one is police clearance of officers and members. Show that everyone has no criminal record para siguradong safe ang member o walay problema sa legal matters. The fourth one is list of prospective members, course, years, home address, and signatures. A record of everyone who plans to join para ma-monitor sa school kinsa ang members og eligible sila. The fifth one is clear objectives of organization. So, para makita sa school na ang club may purpose o maghatag og positive impact sa student o school. Lastly, the approved enrollment form and evaluation sheets. So, para siguradong students ang members o walay problema sa eligibility. Officers and members qualification. To be an officer or member, a student must full-time student, only active student can lead or join organization. Second one is no failing grade last semester. Officers and members must be responsible and focus on study. The third one is no disciplinary case. Only student with good behavior and can represent the school. Lastly, is only one organization membership. para dili ma-overload ang student o mag-focus siya sa usa ka organization lang. Officer responsibilities. Handle organization affairs responsibly. Officer must manage the group well, organize activities, and keep things smooth. Guide and support members. Officers are leaders. They must help members participate and learn from activities. Advisor qualification must be faculty or staff, not OSDS personnel. Advisors must be teachers or staff who can dedicate time to guide students. Maximum of 2 organization. Para dili sila ma-overload og ma-focus nila ang guidance sa bawat grupo. Must have no disciplinary or administrative record. Only responsible staff can. Advisor duties. Help plan activities. Advisors guide students to make their events organized and meaningful. Second, coordinate with OSDS or OSA. Advisors ensure all activities are approved and follow school rules. Third, guide officers and members. Advisors mentor students in leadership and teamwork. Fourth, supervise and ensure safe or legal activities. Advisors make sure activities are safe, legal, and well managed. Fifth, check reports and financial statements. Advisors review reports to ensure transparency and accountability. Cannot handle organization funds. To prevent misissue of money, advisors do not manage funds. Lastly, support student development. Advisors focus on helping students grow in leadership, responsibility, and teamwork. Student activities. Fundraising activities. So, these are activities where students raise money for a project or event. Approved activity permit. The school must officially allow the fundraising before it happens. Budget needed if student pay. If student need to buy tickets or contribute money, a budget must be submitted to show where the money will go. Solicitation outside school needs approval. If the group will ask help or donation from people outside the school, they must first ask permission from the school. Off-campus activities. These are activities done outside the school and they must follow both school rules and government safety guidelines. So there are 2 types of off-campus activities. The first one is curricular off-campus activities. These are part of the subject or course requirements. Attendance is required since it helps students learn. For example, educational tours more than 1 day, field trips 1 day only, and field study or experiment outside the school. Non-curricular off-campus activities. These are not part of the class but students are invited to represent the school. For example, sports competitions, art contests, quiz balls, and cultural events. In these activities, the safety of students is the top priority. Requirements before any off-campus activities. Before student can go outside the school, this must be complete. Letter of invitation from the organizer or host. Approved request letter. Permission from the school. Parent consent. Parents officially allow their child to join. Medical certificate ensures the student is healthy to join. Proof of insurance for safety and emergency purposes. Bona fide student certificate, proof that the participant is an enrolled student. Additional requirements, travel order, plus person in charge. Identifies who is responsible for the student. Itinerary, schedule and places to be visited. Licensed driver plus safe vehicle to make sure transportation is safe. Extra requirements for curricular activities. MOA, Memorandum of Agreement. Agreement between the school and the partner organization. Minutes of meeting with parents. Proof that parents were oriented and informed about the activity.
So we have Section 9, Supreme Student Government or SSG. So the SSG is the highest student organization organized by the school. It has the freedom to make decisions but still follows school policies. Ang SSG mao ang pinakataas nga student organization nga giila sa school. Na ay freedom sila sa pag-decide pero dili pasabot nga sila kompleto nga independent or walay control sa school. Ang ilang decision dapat musunod sa rules or goals sa school. So officers and college governors, SSG officers, president, vice president, and 12 senators elected by all students. Each college has one governor elected by the students of that college. Officers, SSG kay president, vice president, ug 12 senators nga pilion sa tanang estudyante. Kada college na usa ka governor nga pilion sa estudyante sa ilang college. So terms of office. Officers serve as 1 year starting right after their induction. They stay in office until the next officers are elected as long as they are enrolled. Ang SSG officers o governors mo serve og usa ka tuig magsugod dayon pagkahuman sa ilang induction. Magpabilin sila sa ilang posisyon hangtod mapili ang new officers basta estudyante pa sila. So elections. Elections are held in third week of February but COMSELEC may change the date nor during exam week. Kasagaran ang election sa ikatulong semana sa February, pwede mausab ang date basta dili 1 week before final exams. So qualifications of candidates, be a bona fide official students, dapat tinuod o registered nga estudyante, have stayed at school for at least 1 semester, dapat naka-eskwela sa school og usa ka semester, have a GWA of 2.5 or 80% with no grade below 2.5. Dapat na ay average nga 2.5, 80% ang balay grado nga ubos sa 2.5. Have a standing of at least good. Dapat na ay good nga academic standing. Not be graduating, dili pa mo graduate. Complete all others requirements. Kinahanglan kompleto ang tanan requirements.
Section 10, Student Publication. So, these are the general guidelines. Each level, college and high school must have its own student publication. Means each level must have its own publication. College and high school produce separate student newspapers or magazines. Next is publishes news and articles of general scientific or creative interest, which means publishes news and articles. Content should cover school events, informative topics, scientific ideas, or creative works. And the next is must follow the Journalist Code of Ethics and RA 7079 Campus Journalism Act. So, which means must follow ethics and RA 7079 to ensure responsible journalism, truthfulness, and freedom of the press. And the last, editorial board manages the publication. Means editorial board manages everything. They handle planning, writing, editing, and overall publication operations. So the next one is the editorial board. So first, college, advisor plus qualified student journalist. Means only student who pass required exam can join the team. And the next is high school. For advisor plus student, editor plus PT, EA representative means a mix of student and adults guides decisions for safety and quality. And the next is board prepares the annual budget, which means they plan the yearly expenses for printing, supplies, and activities. So, the next is the advisor rules. President appoints advisors. School leadership selects qualified faculty to guide the publication. And the next is no issue may be printed without advisor approval, which means ensure context is checked before printing to avoid errors or issues. Last is editor-in-chief may appeal decisions to the president. If there's disagreement, the editor can bring the issues to the president for final decision. So, the next is the publication funds. These are the fees collected from students. So 75 pesos for college per semester, while 50 pesos for high school per year. And funds used only for publications needs. Money is strictly for printing materials and publication-related activities. Next, released after enrollment and managed by staff. So funds become available once enrollment ends and are handled by the editorial team. And by financial report required, ensures transparency by reporting expenses every semester or year. So for the staff selection for college competitive exam, applicants must pass tests to join the publication. And for high school qualifying exam, high school staffers also need to prove their skills and must maintain good academic standing. Students must keep good grades to remain part of the staff. And lastly, for the yearbook. One yearbook for graduating batch. Each batch produces one official yearbook and founded through solidification or ads. Money comes from sponsored ads or solicitation. Next, yearbook committee handles works. A chosen group manages writing layouts and printing.
Hello everyone, my name is Nini Ipamutang, and now let's have the section 11, which is the ID and the school uniform of PIT. So first we have the ID card rules. So every student gets an ID when enrolled. So once you enroll, the school gives you an official ID. Second, must show ID when entering school or using facilities. Of course, you need to wear or show your ID to enter the campus or use core areas like library, offices, and etc. Third, if lost, you have to get the certificate of loss, plus pay a replacement fee. So if you lost your ID, report it right away. Get a certificate of loss and pay to get a new one. Fourth, ID is non-transferable. So you cannot lend your ID to anyone or use someone else's ID. Third, must return ID when you graduate or transfer. So before leaving the school, you must give back your ID. And now let's have the school uniform policy. First, wear official uniform Monday to Thursday. So students should wear complete school uniform from Monday to Thursday. Second, so Friday is the wash day. So needs siya casual but proper attire. On Fridays, you can wear casual clothes but they must still be decent and school appropriate. And then, PE uniform only during PE classes. Wear your PE uniform only on the day and time you have a PE class. And now let's have the students exempted from uniform, which is need siya from approval from OSDS plus D. First, we have the pregnant students. So only pregnant students may be excused from wearing uniform. Second, working students. So students who work may be allowed to wear non-uniform clothes. Third, the graduate or the review students. So ang mga students na preparing for graduation or taking review classes can be exempted. DPE students. DPE students, mo na sila mga physical education students, may also be excused. And now the last part, which is the dress code. Dress code is not allowed for females. like tube, backless, halter tops. These tops show too much skin and are not allowed. Second, spaghetti straps, plunging necklines. Thin straps are very low, necklines are not allowed. Third, mini skirts. Very short skirts are not allowed. So the main point of this topic is para ma-clear ang rules on the student identification and of course the proper dress to maintain the safety like discipline and of course the respectful school environment.